How's it going, guys? Hope you're all having a great day so far. Got my good old diet lemonade from Chick-fil-A here. I appreciate you guys. Cheers. And look at what they put as my name. You guys see that right there? Scott. What have I said 100 times here on the channel, guys? Every time I go somewhere, whether it's Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, literally any spot, right, with a drive-thru, they always put my name down as Scott. You know, it's undefeated, guys. It is undefeated. And yeah, with that being said, let's cover what the heck's going on. I know this is SoFi's chart. Don't worry, we'll cover SoFi in my next video, which, oh, by the way, it's down to $16 a share. Who called that out? I called that out as the entire market is down. Guys, the S&P is down 0.6%. Looking at SPY here, it's down to 652. We have the Qs down about 1% to 581 right now. We have the Dow. Actually, the Dow's not doing too bad. The Dow is only down 40 points, which really is nothing, 0.1%. And we have the Russell down just over 0.6 as Brent is back up to 107 a barrel. WTI's at 93. We have the VIX up 6%, 27 points on the VIX right now. So let's just dive right into it, cover why is the market selling off? What's going on? We'll also cover a stock I'm buying right now. We'll talk about other names that I'm looking at. So guys, hit the like button, consider subscribing, follow along, check out the Patreon for my portfolio updates, my private Discord. All that is linked down below. And now let's get into it. So the President Donald Trump this morning put on Truth, and here we are on X, which I track these pages that pretty much repost his Truth posts, because I used to have Truth Social, but genuinely I never go on that app, and I think I got rid of it a couple years ago. Either way, Trump this morning tweeted, "The Iranian negotiators are very different and strange," quote unquote. "They are begging," quote unquote, "us to make a deal, which they should be doing since they have been militarily obliterated with zero chance of a comeback," says the president. "And yet they publicly state that they are only," quote, "looking at our proposal." And then the president said, "Wrong," right? In all caps with 3 exclamation points. He said they better get serious soon before it is too late, because once that happens, there is no turning back and it won't be pretty. So clearly to me that, you know, there's a threat there, right? And we're hearing now boots on the ground. We're hearing that these last couple of days, boots on the ground could be coming this weekend, you know, tomorrow for all we know, pretty soon here over the next couple of days. And that is a key escalating factor in this war, which is not ideal for anything, right? For the economy, for the people, for the stock market, from every angle here, this is not ideal. And that's really what's spooking the market right now. And it's not surprising. You know, the back and forth, the up and down, the volatility, the spike in the price of oil. It's not surprising at all at this point. And yeah, I mean, this came out this morning, and he said the Iranian negotiators are very different and strange, quote unquote. Like, what does that even mean? I mean, they're begging us to make a deal, which they should be doing since they have been militarily obliterated. So we all know it's a negotiation tactic, you know, all this. And that's the thing, you know, we don't know what's legit, what's a bluff, what's a negotiation tactic. We don't have all the information. We don't have all the intel. You know, that's why we're almost operating blindly here. And it's why the market has been so freaking hard to trade, hard to predict, hard to, you know, get in and out of, which is why I haven't really been doing anything crazy short-term wise here. I have a good amount of cash, you know, nibbling stocks that I like here and there, but I'm being very patient. And look, the Dow in real time is now falling off a cliff. So we might have gotten some news literally in the last minute or two here as I'm making this video. You know, the Qs now are bleeding down even more, 1.3% down. I mean, look at this, man. This is not looking good. We can see clearly if we just break down these charts, the Qs are taking out this 580 level now. I mean, we're still technically above it, barely, but we're starting to slip through. You guys see right here, we have a descending triangle, on the Qs. It's starting to play out. The next gap, is down here to 560, you could argue. So there might be a good amount more downside here on QQQ. SPY, you guys can see, and this is in the short term, by the way. I think 3, 6, 9 months out will be a lot higher, will be fine. But in the very short term, yeah, I think we could see more downside, especially if we get boots on the ground, into this weekend, over the next couple of days. So SPY right now is at 650, 652, which is SPY's critical support, which if this breaks, guys, we have a wide open gap down to probably around 640. Right? You guys see 640, 633 is another gap that could fill to the downside. So I'm watching SPY. I'm watching the Qs at this or at their respective support levels right now. I'm not too confident that we're going to hold in the short term based on the overall sentiment right now. But with that being said, there are stocks that are green, believe it or not. Stocks like, of course, ETFs like XLE. Energy's moving today. XLE's at $70 or $61, excuse me. We have some of my stocks are doing well, like Mercado Libre, which is up a little bit, not much. Honestly, it's up around 0.75%, not bad. Toast, which I'm long, is up around 1%, not too bad. But all these are still downtrending, guys. And the one that I'm mainly focusing on now is Micron, ticker MU, which is down another 5%. We got some news regarding TurboQuant, which is Google Research's new, AI memory compression algorithm, which we'll talk about here very quickly. And that's spooking investors in memory right now. Is there going to be less memory needed, less chips for Micron needed, and it's causing the stock to sell off. I added more yesterday at 380. You guys probably saw that, especially if you're in my Patreon. You get all my real-time moves, trades, investments, all that. Link down below, by the way, pinned in the comments. You guys saw that. Now I'm looking to add more. You can see now we're at 363, down another 5%, and we're pretty much testing, we're not pretty much, we are testing a multi-month support right now, really multi-week support at about 360. If 360 breaks, this could slip potentially down. Let's see some ranges here, gaps that we could fill. You could argue we fill the gap down to 340. 342. That was the high from back in the beginning of this year. Then we ran obviously all the way to 450, then to 475. So I feel like Micron maybe slips down, maybe if things get ugly, to 340, but it's already down about 25% from highs. And I honestly think this Google news, it could be a problem potentially later down the line, but I think it's causing a lot of fear right now. FUD, if you will. I think it's causing just an overreaction in memory here. And to me, I'm like, heck yeah, bring it on. Let it fall in my lap. I'm buying more because I'm convinced Micron will be well over $400 again. Honestly, mid 400s, $500 a share is where I think it's going. So for me, I'm looking at this TurboQuant news as a great opportunity to pile into Micron. And look, I get it. In 2 years, 3 years, 5, maybe this is going to be a problem, but this is not a super long-term investment for me. Micron, it's more of like a 3-6 month trade. Even it could be, a 2-month trade. It really depends on the price, right? If it gets back to 450, 500, I'm out. I'm out. I'm locking in profits. But for now, I'm holding on. So this is the news. We can see Google unveiled yesterday TurboQuant, a new AI memory compression algorithm. And yes, the internet is calling it Pied Piper, which we're not going to get too deep into that, but we can see if Google's AI researchers had any sense of humor, or rather a sense of humor, they would have called TurboQuant, the new ultra-efficient AI memory compression algorithm announced on Tuesday, Pied Piper, or at least That's what the internet thinks. The joke is a reference to the fictional startup Pied Piper that was the focus of HBO's Silicon Valley TV series that ran from 2014 to 2019, which I've never seen that, to be honest. But the show followed the startup's founders as they navigated the tech ecosystem, facing challenges like competition from larger companies, fundraising, technology and product issues, and even wowing the judges at a fictional version of TechCrunch Disrupt, blah, blah, blah. We don't really need to go over all this crap. This is pretty much, it doesn't even matter. But this is what we have to focus on. Google Research described this technology, this AI memory compression algorithm, as a novel way to shrink AI's working memory without actually impacting performance. And the compression method, which uses a form of vector quantization to clear cache bottlenecks in AI processing, would essentially allow AI to remember more information while taking up less space and maintaining accuracy, according to the researchers, right? And they plan to present their findings, and this is just a finding. Nothing's implemented yet. Nothing's, out in the market yet, guys, which is why I'm like, why is Micron, down $50 a share on this news? It's a buying opportunity. But they plan to present their findings at the ICLR 2026 conference next month, which is definitely worth monitoring. I mean, I'm going to pay attention to that, along with the two methods that are making this compression possible: the quantization method, PolarQuant, and a training and optimization method called QJL. And I guess this is the show, which I haven't seen the show. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sure some of you have seen it. But understanding the math involved here is something researchers and computer scientists may be able to do, but the results are exciting the wider tech industry as a whole. If successfully implemented in the real world, which again it's not yet, TurboQuant could make AI cheaper to run by reducing its runtime working memory, known as the KV cache, by at least 6 times, right? Think about that. And some, like Cloudflare CEO Matthew Prince, are even calling this Google's DeepSeek moment, a reference to the efficiency gains driven by the Chinese AI model, which was trained at a fraction of the cost of its rivals on worse chips while remaining competitive on its results. So if we come down here, I think there's another little excerpt worth reading. Still, it's worth noting that TurboQuant hasn't been deployed broadly. It's still a lab breakthrough at this time, so keep that in mind. This is again why I'm saying the sell-off in memory doesn't make sense. I'm sure it has to do with the overall market selling off as well. That's fueling the fire here, but to me, this is a screaming buying opportunity. The fact that this hasn't even been deployed broadly yet. It's just research, it's going to be presented, right? And it could be implemented down the line, who knows? But nothing's anywhere near being concrete with this. And that makes comparisons with something like DeepSeek or even the fictional Pied Piper more difficult. On TV, Pied Piper's technology was going to radically change the rules of computing, and TurboQuant, meanwhile, could lead to efficiency gains in systems that require less memory during inference, but it wouldn't necessarily solve the wider RAM shortages driven by AI, given that it only targets inference memory, not training. Keep that in mind. The latter of which continues to require massive amounts of RAM. So that's kind of the breaking news there from Google. I made a short on it last night. I'm sure you guys might have seen it, maybe not. If you didn't, here you go with this video. Now you know, and that's why Micron's selling off. And to me, it's a buying opportunity, like I said. So yeah, let's see where it's at now. I might have to buy some right after this video. And I mentioned yesterday how I'm thinking about locking in my gain, or not my gain, I wish, my loss. I'm thinking about locking in my loss on DeFi Technologies. It is my most speculative position by far, and I really only have 2 speculative positions, guys. DeFi Technologies and XNET, which I'm holding on to XNET. I like that one way more than DeFi, especially considering how things have materialized over the last couple of months. And now I'm hearing DeFi's, pushing back their earnings date, or they didn't get their filings in time for their annual report. And I'm like, I'm freaking done. I'm close to done with that company. I'm down 60%. I've lost. Luckily, it was never a big position for me. I got in with a position size that I'm willing to lose 50% of. I got into this name realizing that, it's risky. I could lose money, but it also could go well. And, things just have not been going well. Crypto's in a crypto winter. The bear market's disgusting. DeFi's been going through a lot of management change, this, that. I still think there is some potential here, but it's like, am I willing to wait that out? What's the opportunity cost? It's like, I might as well take I think I'm down like 4 or 5 G's, nothing too crazy, right? I invested maybe 7-8 grand in the stock. So it's like, take the loss, right? Take the 2-3 grand I have left in the name, right? And buy some Micron. It's a small amount of money at the end of the day. And it's like, this could clear up so much mental clutter for me. It's not like I think about the stock all the time, but every time I look at it, I'm like, it pisses me off almost. So I'm like, let me get out of the stock, take the 4 or 5K loss, whatever, move on, put that money in Micron now that it's getting destroyed. It's almost too obvious at this point for me. I'm probably going to do that, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow. I'm probably going to cut the loss on DeFi and just move on. I said I was going to hold it throughout the end of the year, but it's like, 9 more months of this torture, 8 more months. I don't know if I want to deal with it, and by then, watch, crypto's going to rebound. DeFi will probably be at like $2 a share. My luck, right? But it's all about opportunity cost. Investing's all about opportunity cost. And if there's a drag on your portfolio, sometimes it's good to cut it, and add to a winner or add to a stock that you think is going to do a lot better. And in this case, I think Micron, it's a screaming deal here. It's trading at like 4 times earnings, 5 times forward earnings, down 30% from highs. Yeah, I might have to pull the trigger on that move, guys. I'll keep you all posted. Of course, I'll let you know in the Patreon, in the Discord. You guys get all the real-time moves. I'll see you all in there, by the way, if you want to join. Check out the link down below, pinned in the comments as well. And you guys get access to that private Discord, right? So have a great, rest of your day. Join that Patreon. Man, what a day it's been. Buckle up. I'll see you later.